So it finishes at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 1, and the same old shit time and time again that really infuriates me. Switching off at the back, defensive lapses cost us goals. Now, when we started the game, you could see what Chelsea were trying to do. They felt that they could cut through us pretty easily through the middle. And within the first 10 minutes, they cut through us 3 times. Forcing our centre-backs to turn and sprint and try and win the ball. Now, given the Burn and Share are not the quickest in the world, it was a good tactic for Chelsea, but it was clear for what they were trying to do. And again, we took so long to get going in that game. We could have been 2-3 down in the first 10 minutes had the chances been taken. Obviously, an offside goal for Chelsea within the first few minutes. That was a let-off as well because, yes, it was offside, but not by a lot. And that, Chelsea could have gone on to score more and more and more. But the main crux of that game is terrible switching off again and shocking defending, right? Really lets us down on numerous occasions. And Alexander Isak, what you did was unforgivable. Unforgivable. But we'll come on to that a bit later because I want to talk about the goals we conceded today because, again, you kind of look at them and you think, right, first one, Cole Palmer turns. There's nobody marking Cole Palmer. He's got the freedom of the half just to turn. And if you notice, before Cole Palmer gets the ball, he looks over his shoulder and he knows that Neto's going to be on his bike down that left-hand side. Palmer plays a beautiful ball in behind Tino Livramento. Tino's got to turn and then sprint. But Neto is rapid, and he proved that. But then you've got Fabian Schär, who you could just see on the TV screens was never, ever getting to that ball. Yet he flies in to try and get it. Neto just taps it round him. Away he's gone and squares it to Jackson, who can't really miss. And Dan Burns nowhere to be seen because Dan Burns up the field. And it's the same old shit that happens time and time again where we let ourselves down. Because that result could have been a lot different today. I'm not saying we could have won the game, but we certainly should have taken a point from it. I mean, there was times in that game we were performing very well and we were putting the pressure on Chelsea. And Chelsea's backline looked dissolvable at times, never mind ours. They looked terrible. We could get through them quite easily. But it's just the same shit. And the goal after half-time, I mean, if that's not a shot in the arse, then I don't know what is. Isak loses the ball, trying to hold it up on the halfway line. Fine. He's got 2 Chelsea players around him who are putting pressure on him, so the ball bounces loose. We've got 2 midfielders who can't get to the ball. Cole Palmer picks it up and runs at us. Now, we all know that Cole Palmer has a wand of a left foot, right? We know that. We've seen him score some fantastic goals for Chelsea this season. So what does Fabian Schär do? He backs off, and he shows Cole Palmer down the left-hand side. We know that Cole Palmer doesn't necessarily like hitting the ball on his right foot. So why is Schär not showing him in on his right? Cut the route off to the left-hand side. But no, he backs off, and then he just says, right, take a shot, son. We know he's got a wand of a left foot. We know he's got a great shot, so he's going to hit the ball. And then, of course, Nick Pope, beating at his near post. I'm not going to blame Nick Pope for the goal, but I feel like he could have done better. Certainly at his near post. But it was the defending again. And this is the same old defending that is letting us down big style. You can see in the stats there, 49% possession we ended up with. And that you look at that and you think, yeah, we didn't do too badly there. We got plenty shots in, but only 3 on target. Again, 11 shots hit, 3 on target. Did we test Sanchez enough? I'm not so sure we did. But then you get the incident with Isak when he causes, I think it was Fofana or it could have been Colwell, but one of the two, falls to the floor. Isak takes it round Sanchez. Now you've got 3 Newcastle players bursting into the box there. Just pass it to one of them. They've got to tap it into an empty net. Joe Linton is the one that probably should have got the ball because he was square to Isak. Just play it across. Simple tap in for Big Joe. But no, he's selfish and greedy and tries to do the fancy stuff when he's trying to beat 2 Chelsea players at the near post and then slot it in. It's unfucking forgivable for what he did there. I can understand if you're 4 or 5-0 up. No problem at all. You know, try the fancy flicks and tricks. But when you're 2-1 down at Stamford Bridge and you have a chance to equalise, you square that fucking ball to Joe Linton to put in the net. And if I was manager, and Alex said it after the game there, I would have hauled him off. I would have made an example of him and hauled him off and put a Sula on. And say, you cannot be doing that on a football pitch when we are 2-1 down. You claim you want Champions League football and want all this glory in your career, yet you decide to do that. And yes, he scored a goal. He couldn't fucking miss that chance. And I actually thought Isak played a lot better today. However, that just let the whole thing down for me. You cannot be doing that on a football field when you are 2-1 down. You have an easy pass, a chance to just level the score and come out to Stamford Bridge with at least a point. But he didn't. He tries to be fancy and we miss the opportunity. You just can't do it. And Eddie Howe is now, for me, Eddie Howe is under pressure now. Because, you know, yes, we've got Chelsea again in the Carabao on Wednesday, but we've also got very, very tough games in the Premier League before the next international break. And he will be feeling his collar. We are sitting 12th in the Premier League table. Now, I don't care if people say, oh yeah, but Man United are below. I couldn't give a shit about Manchester United. My team is Newcastle United, and I give a shit where we are in the Premier League. And we are 12th, when we are supposed to be battling, or so the club say, for a Champions League place. Well, I'm sorry, that Champions League place looks a million miles away right now, and things have got to be done. There is so many people turning, jumping over the fence, and now saying they don't want Eddie Howe at the football club. There is a divide now. A huge divide between the Newcastle fan base as to whether we keep Eddie or we don't keep Eddie. And again, he takes Tonali off. Now, look, I'm not saying Tonali had a great game today. He was doing the simple things as Tonali normally does, but he wasn't outstanding. All right? But yet again, he brings Sean Longstaff on, who gave the ball away multiple times again and offered nothing to our strike force. So I don't know what Sean Longstaff has on Eddie, that he has to come on and he has to play every single game. But this again was one of those examples. You know, Joe Linton was tired by then. Why not just take, if you're going to bring Longstaff on, then take Joe off. He had to take him off a little bit later because he was completely out of gas. But no, he takes Tonali off again. This is a man who was a spearhead for AC Milan, a spearhead for Italy, yet he can't do 90 minutes for Eddie Howe. Bollocks. I didn't mind the other substitutions, you know, freshening it up a bit with Murphy. I thought Willock was really good when he came on. That's the first time I've been able to say that this season. I thought he made things happen, created some opportunities, but again, we just couldn't put the ball in the net. And it is now getting to be a point of real anger amongst the fan base, anger and frustration that we're seeing the same things game in, game out, and the game management from the manager is not there. He's just changing like-for-like players without maybe looking at formations and stuff like that. I'm not saying that today dictated a change in formation, but try something different. Try a different formation. Try players moving. Go 4-4-2 when you're 2-1 down in the last 15, 20 minutes. Try and get an equaliser. But when you're going like for like, Chelsea are used to that system. We're not really surprising them with anything. It's so annoying. It's so annoying because the worst thing about that is we all know that we should have come away today with at least a point. And we haven't because of the same old shit that keeps happening. When are we going to learn? But the Isak situation for me, guys, really, really fucked me off. And I think, judging by the comments on the Matchday Live show, it fucked a lot of people off. It was a terrible thing to do. Just greed. And a bit of a, you know, I'm the big man, I'll take two men on, instead of just doing the very simple thing, which he would have got more credit for, squaring it to Joe Linton to tap in. Unforgivable, man. And these are the things that can't happen and are affecting our results. But I don't know what else I can say. You know, I'm a very, very frustrated Newcastle United fan right now. You know, yes, I'm passionate now. It's the game's just finished. I'm doing this match reaction. But hey, you know, to be honest, you feel like that when you come out of a football ground. And those travelling fans today will be disappointed that they haven't seen us come away with anything. Because we should have. We were well in that game. Yes, we started both halves really poorly. We paid the price at the start of the second, but we certainly put plenty of pressure on Chelsea. We played some decent stuff, but again, it's the same mistakes and same lack of concentration that is letting us down. And until the manager shows some balls and drops some of these players, then we're not getting anywhere. Fabian Schär did not deserve to stay on that pitch today. He should have made an example of him, put Kelly on, right? Or Kraft for that matter, because Kraft's never let us down, right? Just for the rest of the game. Make Fabian Schär realise that you are not going to get away with playing like that. And then Isak. You have to be ruthless with these players and say enough's enough. You can't be doing this on a football field on a consistent basis like that. Just not good enough, man. And I'm annoyed because I know that we played well enough to get something out of that game today. No doubt in my eyes we played well enough to get something out of that game. But yet again, I'm sitting here trying to explain how we lost the game. And we lost the game through switching off time and time again. And then Isak, with a moment of disgraceful greed, we could have got a point. But let me know what you think in the comments, because, I mean, look, a lot of people on that show today were saying that they've had enough of Eddie Howe. You know, that's fair enough. That's your opinion. That's where you are right now. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you shouldn't be Eddie Howe out. Because I don't know where I stand right now, because I'm sick of seeing us not change anything during the game. You know, when we're making like-for-like substitutions, nothing is changing with regards to tactics or formations. We're just trying something which has been tried the whole game. We're just putting people on in the same positions. So, yes, it is frustrating. And I understand why people are saying Eddie out. I completely understand. I don't know where I am yet. And, you know, it's, for me, it may be a little bit too early. But I think the next couple of games certainly will dictate where he is. I think by the international break, if we end up losing games again, I think Eddie Howe's in trouble. I'll be bluntly honest. Whether you like me saying that or not, I'm trying to be honest with you here and saying I think Eddie Howe will be under pressure if we don't pick many points up between now and the next international break. Because we're going to be in the bottom half of the Premier League. PIF, you know, if their ambitions are to be where they want to be in the Premier League, then there is no way they're going to keep the manager. And whether we blame the players or not, it's the manager's head that will roll if results don't come in. But the one thing I worry about Eddie Howe is that he's not ruthless enough when he needs to be. And he needs to make examples of these players who just think they can swan around on a football pitch and do what the fucking hell they want and give goals away and not create goals at the other end through absolute disgraceful greed. It's not on. It is not on. And that's where I think Eddie Howe will let himself down, because he doesn't seem to have the guts or the balls to make examples of these players like a Guardiola would or a Ferguson, etc. The elite managers. And that's what's disappointing me about today. And it keeps happening. But let me know in the comments below what you think, guys. And then on the match, if you're watching this on Sunday, you know, the match reviews tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll do the player ratings and we'll have a good deep dive into the game when the dust has settled. I have a feeling that a lot of Newcastle United fans will feel exactly as the same as they're feeling now. But we'll see tomorrow night. Let us know in the comments what you thought. You know, do you agree about Isak? Do you agree about Schär or Eddie Howe's ruthlessness? It's not there. And where do you see us heading in the next few games? Get your comments in down below. I do read them all. I can't reply to them all, but I do read them. So it's enjoyable for me getting your guys' thoughts on what we've just seen. So thank you very much for watching. Please give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And hit that bell so you never miss an upload or a live show in the future. But try and enjoy your Sunday night, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.